sinners will come running. Let none through.
So, people of the cathedral are now here.
A cultist shelters here. One of those that set demons upon Caldeum. The city lies in shambles after what the heretics have done!
So yeah, they have now come here and have started, well, doing this.
Nothing to do with you. Stay off the road west to Caldeum.
What a coincidence, that just happens to be where I'm heading. Mayrel. Where are the others?
Lorath and Donan have gone to Caldeum. The knights march on the city. They felt it best to follow. But I wanted to wait for you. Can I ask you something? Something personal.
You know you can.
Do you ever feel like nothing you do matters?
More than I'd like to admit. They call me hero. But underneath, I'm still the same person I always was. Powerful, sure. But flawed, too. I try. Yet my best isn't enough. Not for Yorin. Nor your mother.
Does it get any easier?
It can. With a good ally.
Thank you for being honest. It helps, knowing I'm not alone. We should go. I'll find the others in Caldeum.
Is the Soul Stone safe?
Donan has it. But their plan still strikes me as misguided. Mephisto is reforming as we speak. If we use the stone on Lilith, we've nothing to fight her father. There must be a better way.
Gonna let that go away. You said the knights march on the city?
It was only a matter of time. After Prava combed the mines, Inarius likely pieced together that Lilith had found the Hell Key. You should hear the knights chant. They're as eager for hell as she is.
Are you ready for Caldeum?
As ready as I can be. But I'm afraid of what we'll find. The cathedral's out for blood. They're not here to save anyone. It makes you wonder if there's some grain of truth to... Never mind.
Truth to what? You can tell me.
To what Lilith said. It's not about her. She's making things worse too. It's just the idea that if the world doesn't change, we'll always be stuck between greater forces that don't care about us and... I don't know. I guess I'm just having doubts.
Alright. Let's start making our way towards Caldeum.
This, one of them. The demon dealers from Caldeum. Serves him right.
It is worth noting, by the way, notice how many of them are here on the roads now that were not here before. Bug.
Hush now, dear. I know it hurts, but we need to keep moving.
It's worth noting that there are some here that are in fact here to serve Lilith and
Mother loved
such.
that locket more than anything. It must be here.
Mother's dead. We have to go, damn it.
But the problem is, there are also some here that probably were not. They were just assumed to be. So therefore they were killed and put on display like this.
The next knight that threatens us won't live to tell of it!
Hush, dear. Before someone hears.
This is where I feel like it's appropriate to compare the cathedral to the Scarlet Crusade in WoW.
I'm going back. He's not like most folk. He needs me. He's dead, for light's sake. You need to get that in your head.
Or maybe the Scarlet Crusade is not the most appropriate comparison, but maybe also like some of the forces that represent the Empire faction in Warhammer 40k, in that they are more than okay with accusing someone of being a heretic and killing them like this without, like, backing it up or anything.
Poor fool just couldn't leave that mud behind.
He must have run right back into the Knights.
This person was a cultist?
He was a cobbler for as long as I knew him. Quiet, well-liked. Did he really do what the Knights said?
I heard her praying. Just like us.
A hollow grab for redemption at the end of a blade. A sinner's prayer never reaches the light. To work, recruit.
This is where it's like, okay, they may have gotten some cultists, but clearly they also got some who were not. They were just people. The problem is the cathedral doesn't care. They see everything they do now as a just act for the light. And that's where I compare them to the Scarlet Crusade.
How have they killed? How many innocents?
That's the good question, isn't it? How many of these were actual cultists and how many were just innocent people?
Murderer! You killed him! You killed him!
One tried to make a run for it, sir.
And so he just killed him. The more I see of this, the more I grow extremely resentful towards this group here. To Prava, to just the entire cathedral faction, because they're just killing people and they have no remorse because they think it's all fine. This is a lot of blood.
The sky is rent open. Bleeding. The sanctuary is torn asunder.
It's literally raining blood. Not figuratively, literally.
Father, guide my blade.
Statue of Lilith right there, by the way. Again, I hope that there are those of you that have been able to look at my map during this playthrough and have been able to see every single statue of Lilith on the map. You're more than free to use my video as a reference, a visual reference, to see where they are. You can also do this for the tenants that are down here in this zone we'll get to in the expansion, but we'll get there later.
Hold the line, Knight. This is how it feels to have your faith truly tested. Do not falter.
Aye, Commander.
Slow down. You die now, you're stuck on the tree with Elias for eternity. Nobody wants that.
I was fine on my own.
Huh. Looks like Lorath got this one. Is Zenarius here?
I don't know, but he should be here. It's his army on crusade.
That's a fair point. So, what is this rain?
Tears of blood rained on a desert jewel. So speaks the prophecy. We are witnessing cosmic history being made.
Indeed. I'm ready.
At last. The knights are sacking the place.
Is Lilith here?
Yes. Just as the tree said. The rain, the Hellspawn, all spew from the Hellgate underneath the city palace. She's opened the way. If she consumes her father's essence, Sanctuary is lost. We can't let that happen.
Huh. Whole market area over here. But this is not where we need to go. Welcome to Chaldeum. You guys remember Chaldeum, right?
Corpses, displayed so proudly. There's nothing of the light in this.
The display is the point. They mean to make an example.
Just as a reminder, this is the place we went to in Act 2 of Diablo 3. You remember that city, Chaldeum, that Belial was ruling? Yeah. This is what has now happened to Chaldeum.
Demon worshippers! All of you!
Easy now, recruit. Sinners they may be, but cultists they are not. They will face judgment in due time.
What makes these people sinners?
They harbor the cultist in their home. They claim ignorance. The truth of it remains to be seen.
Inquisitor seems like an appropriate title for you. Like I said, it's not far off to compare them somewhat to the Marines in 40k. Heretic! Oh. A Balrog. I'm sorry, it just amuses me every time I see a Balrog in this game. Gosh, look at this. I remember going through here in Diablo 3. The palace. The market. The bazaar. At least from what I recall, this looks very much like as if this is the same place. And it's just bringing back some memories, you know?
shot as an ally we have.
I'm not sure if I would call Inarius an ally.
This rain of blood. The sign we've waited for. Call the weak.
So yeah, these are the cultists they're trying to get rid of, the ones who are following Lilith.
You hear that? They mentioned the Lord of Hatred.
Mephisto.
What? That can't be. Elias owned this cult, and Lilith owned him.
I mean, they should know that Mephisto will eventually be back. But I want you guys to remember the fact that it was Lorath who just said, he's still the best shot at an ally we have. Lorath is the one who said, hey, we should get Inarius as an ally. I'm bringing that up because of what's about to happen.
These heretics had this coming.
I'm fine, sir.
Why have you killed these people?
Demons killed most of them. We slew the summoners.
Sure. Sure. And I'm just gonna take your word for that. Just waiting for the shrine effect to wear off. Just in case it misses. We're about to see a scene because you guys saw the bright light, right? We know Inarius is over here. Well, remember, Lorath wants to get him as an ally. Pay attention to what Lorath does and says here.
The time of prophecy has come, knights. Lilith flees to the gate to hell. I will slay her in that cesspit she calls home, and open the way to the heavens. All is as fate decreed. A spear of light, piercing hatred's heart. You who die in battle today, die heaven-bound. Rally the troops at the palace. We march on hell.
And after that, your plan?
The Horadrim. Always chasing after the battles of your betters. But the angels don't need you.
The stone, Dolan. We don't need the bloody angels either.
The hubris. You boast of a mere fragment of what this once was. The World Stone. Debased in the hands of fools. Lilith dies by my blade. Prophecy has foretold it.
Lorath, you are an idiot. If you wanted to get him as an ally, why would you, first of all, show him the stone? Second of all, tell him, we don't need you! If you're trying to get him as an ally, like you said earlier, then why would you tell him we don't need you and show him the stone where he could just, oh, I'll take that for myself now? What were you trying to accomplish? To rub it in his face? To get one up on him? Is your pride really that important to you? Just, what was your intention there? Why were you doing that? What was your goal there? To try to finally get one up on the angels? Are you that bitter about what happened in the past? Whatever it is that happened with you, or about Tyrael leaving and never coming back, like, I just do not understand why you did something that stupid. So what do we do now?
Same as before. This changes nothing.
What do you mean it changes nothing? Your entire plan, I want to remind you, this was your plan. Your entire plan was for us to use the Soul Stone, and you just gave it to Inarius. Like, you basically just handed it to him. You didn't literally do that, but you essentially did that. And you're like, oh, plan's still on, this changes nothing. When your entire plan has just been taken away, and you're like, this changes nothing. At that point, I'm just looking at you like you're a crazy person. Like, are you a crazy old man now? Have you gone senile, Lorath?
How can you say this changes nothing? Our one potential ally just ran off with our one weapon. What's your plan now?
To stop Lilith, and damn the cost. Inarius is mad with pride. We can't rely on him.
Stone or no, there is someone who might stand a chance against Lilith.
Me?
You bested Astaroth and Andariel both. If we can find that stone, you might be our next best weapon.
Again, Lorath, I just really want to point this out. Lorath went from... he's still the best shot at an ally we have, to... Inarius is mad with pride, we can't rely on him, in a matter of minutes. Lorath is just going all over the place right now. He's almost panicking at this point. That's how it's coming across right now. And you know what? Nayrel and Donan at least came up with an alternate plan. It's like, well, if we don't have the stone, we do have this wanderer friend of ours, who happens to be a powerful druid, who did take down Astaroth and Andariel. Maybe they could be able to step up and, take them down. We're not going to trap them, we end up killing them in the process, but it's at least an alternative plan. The moment you start relying on a single plan and it doesn't go well, and it doesn't work, and you don't have something else, that's bad. If you're ever going to make a plan for something, always also come up with a backup plan, an alternate plan in case that doesn't work out, because things happen. Sometimes things just don't work out the way you want them to, and you have to come up with a different alternate way. That's what... Lorath did not do that. At least Nayrel and Donan have suggested something. Oh. Prava.
Donan, you've come back to us, and not alone. Blessed be the light. The Father will deliver us, together.
He seized our soul stone.
His is the will of the light.
You still believe that?
How can you doubt us? After everything we've done for you and Yorin. At least, he doesn't have to see you like this. Stand down, brethren. Sin reaps consequence. I have faith the Father acted righteously.
We want to stop Lilith. Same as you.
Unbelievable.
Inarius awaits us at the mouth to hell.
Prava, that was a low blow. That was extremely uncalled for. I am sorry, Donan. We seek the Hellgate too.
Unnecessary. The Father will handle Lilith.
But your army, your people, they need help.
What?
As do we. We'll move faster together.
Loreth, the voice of reason. Rare pleasure. Very well. You may accompany us to the gate.
Hark, knights! The day of prophecy is upon us! The Father will slay Lilith in hell and lift his faithful up to heaven! To the palace!
So yeah, we are escorting our allies, air quotes, through Chaldeum. This was hilariously easy on my Necromancer because all my minions just ran around and literally just killed everything and I just stood there. As I said before, if you want to just get through this game, the campaign, on your first try...
The ground shook.
Without, like, having to do much, just play a minion Necromancer. It's an absurdly strong leveling build.
From the rooftops!
Go! We'll handle things here.
You got it. Hello there.
There's no end!
Stand your ground!
Rejoin your allies. There we go. Now it's actually active here. It wouldn't let me go down at first.
You there! Clear the way!
Yes, Reverend Mother.
Be ready for what lies beyond! Crush them!
Oh, hey, the human glyph. Prava does have quite the voice on her. Quite the vocal cords. She can really shout.
Must be something underground.
Reverend Mother, the gate is barred against us!
Hold our position.
Lorath, a word, please. We can't trust her.
Yes, but they've an army, and we share a goal.
For now.
Above the gate. Looks like a winch. I'll handle it.
fucked!
Another quake.
Run!
The chain's gone slack. Must have snapped. I need to find another way to the palace.
So now we are cut off from them. On our own. Now about those quakes from underground. Well... Huh. Well... there seems to be a very...
These bodies are rank with corruption. Nothing born of nature did this.
And there is an unusually high amount of maggots here. Lots and lots of maggots. Anyone recall someone we have faced that tended to have lots of maggots?
I don't like this. The air here is thick. What was that? What in the hells are you?
That is a familiar face. You all remember Duriel, right? So he just ate me there for a moment. But you guys remember Duriel, right? I certainly would hope you do. If you played Diablo 2, you know exactly who Duriel is. Or Duriel, depending on how you like to pronounce it. This boss was such an absurd difficulty cliff back in Diablo 2. You guys remember, right? At the end of Act 2? Trying to somehow beat this boss. I will say this. In this game, he actually has more decent mechanics than what he had in Diablo 2. In Diablo 2, he was just someone who had a lot of health. He moved very fast. He slowed you down because he had a frost enchant on his weapon. And he hit very, very hard. And that was it. Here he does have a few other mechanics. He doesn't have the frost enchant anymore, but he does still hit hard, and he does still move decently fast. And as you saw, he has some other things, like he has ads, he does that gurgle, he thinks where it's like he vomits on you, he grabs you with this, and he puts you inside his stomach, where it would be doing damage if I wasn't just massively fortified right now. Like, he can't really hurt me because of the amount of fortify I have. Let me see if I can whittle. You can see, like, his health is going down very slowly. Now, that's because I'm not hitting him with my actual, like, one-shot abilities. But that's kind of because I'm just kind of wanting to show off the fight a bit, like I did with Andariel. So, here's the funny thing. They spoiled this. Because this should be, like, an awesome, or be like, oh my gosh, it's Duriel! Here's the thing, they actually revealed him at BlizzCon when they announced this game, and I was just like, oh, okay, so Duriel is apparently coming back. I thought he was going to be a world boss or something, but no, he's here in the campaign. But I will say, he is a part of the endgame. I mentioned how Andariel is an endgame boss. Yeah, so is Duriel. In fact, some consider him a tougher boss than Andariel. I would say he that once you get to like the point where you can start one-shotting these guys, and like even on Torment 4, he's actually a little easier to deal with than Andariel is, because Andariel has like scripts where she will just become invulnerable, and you can't like one-shot her because you are forced to do like another mechanic before she'll actually die. Duriel, once he spawns, you can just quickly kill him. Even on Torment 4, my Spiritborn just goes in and one-shots him and he's just dead in a couple of seconds. Otherwise, yeah, he does have those Tormented fights do have a number of other extra mechanics that these fights just don't have. Which is what it should be the case. These are the Lords of Hell we're talking about. We had Andariel, and this is Duriel, the Lord of Pain. The boss I know many people absolutely hate and despise from Diablo 2 just because he was an absurd difficulty cliff. If you guys watch my Diablo 2 playthrough, you will see that I stayed alive the entire time until I ran to Duriel. He was my first death in the game. And if I was playing hardcore, that would have been it for my run. I think I would imagine a lot of people lost hardcore characters specifically to Duriel. Because as I said, in Diablo 2, he was one of the biggest difficulty cliff bosses in the entire game. The only one who probably came close was Diablo himself. So yeah, he was obviously responsible for the quakes.
Spoke of lesser evils beyond Andariel. Would that thing have been one? The Haradrim should be at the palace. If they made it.
And we are coming up on our final waypoint over here.
I convinced them not to go without you.
But with Prava.
I know. But you shouldn't have thrown away the stone, either.
I mean, yeah. So now that we've unlocked this waypoint here, we're going to cut off here. When we come back, we're going to be trying to head into hell. Stay tuned.